Welcome to our today's discussion on healing the wounds caused by separation. I have observed that there's a lot of judgment passed on the people who get separated, and most of the time they themselves get involved in what the society thinks. Well, I know in some instances separation can be prevented. I know that in some, it is something that probably was not preventable, or it was too much for one person and they felt they need to begin the journey of dealing with separation. So, I am going to give a brief of how a person who has experienced or gone through separation can heal their wounds. Because healing wounds is the most important thing in as far as becoming a holistic individual is concerned. Let me begin by saying marriage brings about two imperfect beings. And as long as it is two imperfect beings, conflict is part of a marriage. In fact, if a marriage is not experiencing any conflict, then we need to get concerned if the two people are living a real life. But because conflict is part of marriage and there is no one who is completely perfect, so two imperfect individuals will both carry their own imperfections into the marriage. When a marriage does not work, it is not the fault of one particular individual. I know at the point of pain, people tend to assign the reason why the marriage did not work to their partner. But now when you want to begin the process of healing, you need to go through a process of acknowledging your own imperfections and ask yourself, what is it that I did not do well on my part? In violent cases, and in cases where there were threats to life, like someone promised to kill you and all that, you realize in most circumstances, moving through life, there was a lot of tension. And the people who contributed to the tension were two people. So there is no situation where one person was completely wrong while the other was completely right. There is always a part of contribution. Even if it is not as much as the other person, there is your part of contribution. First, acknowledge your own imperfections. What is it that I would need to improve from this marriage? When you get to that point and you acknowledge this is it, other than beat yourself so much for having that imperfection, realize that every human being has their own imperfections. So forgive yourself for what you did not do. Because most of the times, even when you deny that I contributed, you get to a point where you realize, but this one, well, did I give my best? Where you realize you didn't give your best, that is okay. You are human. Begin from that point. Forgive yourself for that point that you did not do well. Allow yourself not to beat yourself every day because of what you did wrong or where you erred, because definitely there are very many other areas that you did well. So where you did not do well, acknowledge and forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself is not saying I forgive myself. Forgiving yourself is letting go the pain that comes with that particular thing. Like on this area, I failed my part. I realized and acknowledged that I failed it. But if I decide to carry this pain, is it going to benefit me? If you realize the pain is not going to benefit you, then you drop the pain. That is what I call forgiveness. Letting go the pain and deciding, what can I learn from my own imperfections? What can I learn from the mistakes that I did? If probably I learned that I was very poor at communication or I was never present for a spouse, then I tell myself, moving forward, I begin to learn how to connect with people better and I learn to communicate better. At that point, you are benefited from the lessons that you have learned. So, drop the pain, carry the lessons. That is number one way of acknowledging your imperfections. Then, once you acknowledge your own imperfections, it's okay to acknowledge the other person's, so that you're not feeling like you are assigning yourself everything. But once you acknowledge the other person's imperfections, realize that you have no capacity to change them. They can only change if they get to a point of realization, just like you are doing for yourself. So you cannot keep on carrying their pain as well. This is what they did, this is what they did, this is what they did. Also let the pain that they caused you go. Because by letting the pain that they caused you go, you are allowing yourself freedom to be a whole person. Freedom to find your own joy. Freedom to find your own satisfaction. So let the other person's pain that they caused you also go. If you allow the pain to go, also carry the lessons. Now that they treated me like this, and this was not okay treatment, what is it that I have learned? What do I do moving forward so that I do not allow people to treat me wrong again? You are letting go the pain they caused you, but also allowing yourself to learn the lessons and become better. Every day, because separation or divorce is a painful process. Every day when you feel down, because you will have your moments. There's that good day, there's that bad day, there's that good hour, there's that bad hour, there's that confident hour, there's the hour of self-doubt, there's that good moment, there's the moment of anger, there's that good moment, there's the other moment of numbness where you feel like nothing. You feel nothing actually. You are not happy, you're not sad, you're just there. There's the day you are very sure you took the right decision. There's also the day that you feel not sure. So there are all those moments. So acknowledge that you are a hurt person. And once you acknowledge that you're a hurt person, then you begin to look at yourself and tell yourself that you need to heal. How do you know that you're hurting? Because again, people have a way of denying and saying, no, I moved on already. If you want to know if you're still hurting or you moved on, look at the way you look at people of the same gender as the person who hurt you. If it's a lady and you still generalize men, all men are like this, you're looking at all men through the eyes of the one who offended you, your spouse, or your husband in the previous marriage, or even a boyfriend, whatever it is they are to you. If you're looking at all men through the eyes of this particular man, then you're still not healed. If you're looking at all women through the eyes of what your spouse did, all women can cheat. All women will betray you at some point. All women will make children stop believing on you. All women will sideline you against your own children. If you're looking at the other gender through the eyes of your own spouse who hurt you, then you clearly are still not healed. You're still hurting. You know you're healed the day you will look at the other gender as individuals and say, this particular one person hurt me. I know very many other people who have been supporting me. I know very many other men or very many other women who are good, who are supportive, who have no infidelity issues, who do not have extramarital affairs, who do not batter their women, who are not abusive. If you get to a space where you look at this particular one who hurt you separately from the rest, then be sure you have healed. Now, how do you heal completely from the process of separation or divorce? Because it can lead to either divorce or reconciliation, but either way, while separation remains, one needs to heal from this pain so that if reconciliation happens, you have healed and you have learned lessons. If divorce happens, you have again healed, you have learned lessons, you become a better individual. I know people are very different, but some of the very common ways that you can use to take you to help you through the healing process is, number one, you can talk to someone who trusts you, someone who will not judge you, someone who will listen. Talk, and talk some more. Talk so that you do not take in the toxic environment. You do not take in the pain. Talk about it so that you can get it out of your system. If you are not a person who is able to talk, then you can make writing your friend. You can do journals. Write every day. You can write every day, in the morning and in the evening, what you feel. What did this person do? What do you feel about it? What did they say? What do you feel about it? What did you do yourself? What do you feel about it? If you're able to put all that into writing, it gives you clarity so that you know yesterday what you felt, today what you felt, and the next day what you felt. Are you improving? Are you becoming better? Is it getting more painful by day, or is it getting easier by day? That is something else you can do to help you ease the pain. The third way is you can seek therapy. So therapy is the process of having a professional trained in particular areas walk you through the journey of healing. Therapy helps you through the healing process. It helps you to go through that pain. It helps you to find yourself again, because most of the time at the point of separation, someone may have lost themselves. Most likely, yes, someone has lost themselves. So finding yourself again and beginning to find new lessons that will take you or move you forward to be more productive, more better, and even a better spouse should you decide to get married again, and a better person should you decide not to get married again. So you can use one method. You can talk until you heal if you have good support system. If you have no one to support you, you can write. Or if you can write and talk, it's even better. Even you can incorporate the three for quicker healing process, right? Talk and also seek therapy. Whichever one works for you. You need to be whole, you need to be better, you need to be even more productive once you have learned and once you have incorporated those lessons to be part of your normal life. Thank you.